Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 6 of Mega Man 6. And this is it! The time has come at last to confront the mysterious Mr. X, the big bad of the series, and not Dr. Wily. Nope. No, Mr. X essentially influenced Wily. He gave Wily the ideas to build fancy castles and stuff because, remember, Mr. X is a billionaire, and billionaires can do whatever they want, including take over the world. So yeah, again, Mr. X was bored or something and decided to take over the world, enlisted Wily because, well, he's a scientist and Mr. X is not that brilliant scientific-wise. Gave Wily the resources and the money to build robot masters and castles and death traps. So, yeah. So again, this is so totally not Wily here. I hate these. Oh, I hate these turrets. Ugh. You know, I could just slide underneath these things, but sometimes breaking these things yields some goodies like health or weapons energy, so it'd be a good idea to grab some. An awkwardly placed turret, and good old E-Tank right there, so yay. And of course I will get it, because it's an E-Tank, why not? I mean, I'm trying not to use them as much, well, that is until the end when I, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. But hey, every little bit helps. I mean, it's nice to have some E-surance, huh? Okay. Yeah, bring on the booze. Oh, I gotta love Power Mega Man with his Mega Punch. Ow. Ow. Oh, goody. We got these guys now. Evil Green Beets. And, not the veggie or anything. Birds. Robotic birds. Seems Mr. X probably stole Dr. Cossack's design of Beet and decided to mass produce these guys because, ugh. These guys are terrible. They'll pop up from the ground, hatch, and directly home in on Mega Man. It's like, ugh. No, Mr. X, you're one evil billionaire, and you need to be stopped at all cost. Whew, that was close. And I just realized something. I never used Beet in this game. Not once. Even though I have collected all of the Beet circuits, I never used them at all. Although I probably should have used it during the evil green beet section because he can home in on the evil beets as I do some platforming. I don't know if that would work or not, but yeah. So if you want to not bother with Beet in this game, I don't blame you because even though Beet works exactly like he did in Mega Man 5, I find that the weapons and the power armors are pretty much better in my opinion. That's what I think. I mean, again, you can play this or any other Mega Man game however you want. Yeah. Alright, at this point you can either go right or up, and I'm going up. Why? Well, I feel like it. That's why. And I hate these ceiling enemies right here. Ugh. I mean, if you go up this way, you'll eventually come across a extra life, and more lives are good, I feel like it. And if we were to go right, if I recall correctly, you would run into more of those cowboy robots, and yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is the final level of Mr. X's castle. Unless there's a secret area, or is there some kind of a weird plot twist or something. But then that's just silly at this point. I mean, it's, clearly it's not Wily. Mr. X is the big bad of the series. And I hate respawning enemies. Ugh. Oh goody, another E-Tank. Thank you, game. Thank you very much. Yeah, this game is generous when it comes to lives and E-tanks, especially if you have the power armors. So I'm not worried too much about backtracking the levels to, well, farm for E-tanks. You can get a whole bunch of them as you journey onward. Now here, I would switch over to, well, regular Mega Man here because the big old Mega Buster here is a bit more useful than the power armor. And as you see, by wearing the power armor, I died. It's like, ugh, that was embarrassing. But anyway, here we are. This is the end point, and Mr. X is going all out with the turrets and the evil green beats. It's like, ugh. Alright. Now, Mr. X's machine coming up is weak against Flame Man's weapon, so I would equip that. Alright. And, even though you would get that, even though this weapon is weak against that machine, the machine can be troublesome if you don't know its pattern. Anyway, here we are, the final battle. And meet the X Crusher. Yes. So all you have to do is just fire and, yeah, just make sure you don't get hit. Make sure you dodge those energy balls that fall down. And, yeah. So, alright, Mr. X. It's time to bring you to justice. Alright, now what? My scheme for world domination has failed, but I still have enough power to destroy you! What? What? You done? Let the final battle begin! Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Hijacked by Wily. You have got to be kidding me. Although, any savvy player of Mega Man could realize, Wily has to be involved in this somehow. But Wily, as Mr. X, the entire time. Oh my goodness. So, although if you want to be technical, then the plot wasn't really hijacked by Wily. I mean, it was Wily the whole time, but he was masquerading as a billionaire. Yeah, Wily was essentially Clark Kenting throughout this game. All he had to do was put on some sunglasses, a big old beard, and a cape, and it's like, well, I'm totally not Dr. Wily. I am Mr. X, the billionaire. And yeah. And it makes you wonder, how long has Wily been pulling off this disguise? I mean, obviously it has to be long enough to establish some cred with Mr. X, right? I mean, yeah. And I bet you Wily is somehow secretly rich because, if you recall in Mega Man 5, he built Crystal Man specifically to get money. So I would imagine he would use Crystal Man's crystals to, well, get some fast cash. Jeez, Wily Stage 1 is cruel. Look at all those spikes. And here's another thing. If it's been Wily this whole time, that's a waste of resources going from one castle to another. Why not just continue onward? And I just died here. Yeah. Why not just continue onward to the Mr. X castle as it transforms into the newest Skull Castle? So yeah. Anyway, if you make it over here, use the power armor to break this block, and we can take a nice little shortcut, which will give us some nice goodies like, another E-tank and some health and some weapon energy. And again, thanks to the energy balancer, we don't have to switch to the weapon in question. We just have to make sure that we collect enough energy for the lowest weapon. Again, I have to go back to the castles here because, again, Wily is wasting resources. I mean, he's probably a billionaire or something. Secretly, probably has a Swiss bank account or something. But still, wasting resources to building castles out of nowhere, it's like, ugh. And I'm sure Dr. Wily was probably low on money, which doesn't make sense. Or because he has to once again resort to stealing Robot Masters. Yeah. I mean, he stole essentially the supposedly 8 strongest robot masters for world domination, but oh my god. So, yeah, Mr. Wily. Dr. Wily is cheap. Let's just say that, and yeah. He's too lazy to build superior robots that he could take on sick on Mega Man or something, so... I mean, wasn't the purpose in fighting Proto Man a long time ago was to study Dr. Light's design so that he can build robot masters that can have that same kind of quality, in which case he can match Mega Man blow for blow, so what's the point if you're just going to steal and use other people's robot masters? I mean, you've stolen Dr. Cossack's bots, and you've stolen the 8 robots from around the world in this game. Mega Man 3 is debatable since, well, they built those robots together, Wily and Light, so, yeah. Not to mention the Mega Man killers and from the Game Boy games, and, yeah, those Star Droids, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, Wily Castle Stage 1 boss here. Yeah, it's weak against Yamato Spear, and it's called the Mechasaurus, because it's a robotic dinosaur. Basically, it will produce platforms for Mega Man to stand on so he can shoot its head for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, when they explode, they don't exactly hurt Mega Man. But the giant dinosaur robot will also shoot fire at Mega Man, and fire, yeah. And basically, if you stand over here to the far left here, you will never get hit. I mean, the only risk you will get hit is if you jump as it goes by you, or if you're on the platforms trying to hit the robot's head. And that's why I'm taking my nice sweet time, because I don't want to take, I don't want to take too much damage fighting this guy. And sometimes even Yamato Spear doesn't register the damage. You have to hit him like right in the eye area, if I recall. Or the nose, or somewhere around that area. And don't worry, later on I decided to say, screw this, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to risk death. But hey, why not? It's almost dead anyway. And no, I'm not using an E-Tank just yet, because I'm saving it, because, oh, if we are in a Wily Castle, sure enough, we will have a boss rush, and, yeah. Hey, I almost died, but who cares? It died first. So, yeah. And I noticed that Wily is going for a whole Japanese theme for his castle this time around. I'm assuming it's Japanese or Asian or something. So are we to assume that Wily has relocated to Japan this time? Or somewhere in Asia? I don't know. And oh look, the level has given us another E-Tank. Thank you. And it brings me up to 8. Whew. Oh boy. And of course I have to make this whole level icy, because you gotta get those hockey puck enemies in there. Oh, high shield enemies, I hate you. I noticed this stage music for Wily's is kind of a nice sort of a remix to the main title theme from this game. So, yeah. Oh, hi, reappearing, disappearing blocks. I don't have time to play with you. I'm taking another shortcut. Essentially, if you can use the Rush Jet Adapter here and quickly switch to the Fire Blast, you can melt this thing right here and take a nice alternate pathway. So, yep, you're giving the good old disappearing, reappearing blocks the middle finger here, because you can. Alright. I'm gonna need more of these kind of turrets. Ugh. You are no threat. Ugh. Are we there yet? Of course, if I had the Rush Jet Adapter on, I could make it over there to get some health, but, not health, weapon energy, so, ugh. And of course, with these things, do not Mega Buster them, just shoot, 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 and they'll go down quickly. course. I'm not going for the health and weapon energy due to the spikes. It's like the game is tempting you. It's trying to, you know, bait you into falling into those spikes. And yeah, here we are. We are already at the, well, we are already at Wily Stage 2 boss. And this boss is actually kind of pathetic, if you really think about it. Because, even though it's weak to Windstorm, you just gotta see it to believe it. Even though I do, take damage. I mean, you just gotta see how lame it is. Yeah, this here is called the Tank, CS2. And all it does is shoot bubble blast and pellets from its head and rolls towards you and, well, yeah, I died here. Okay, I died to this thing. I admit, that's kind of pathetic, but yeah. Don't worry, I will redeem myself in this go-around. Okay. As I was saying, this thing, all it does is just roll towards you, shoots these bubbles that explode and those energy pellets. And the wind can actually get caught in those bubble things, so yeah. It rolls forward, it stops, and yeah, that's it. That's it right here. And, Wily, you are running out of ideas. Anyway, we will confront him in Part 7.